Hello friends. The UPSC 2019 essay question, courage to accept and dedication to improve are the two keys to success. If we see that this question is very much related to this Thirukural, Daivathan Agadinu, Muyarchidan Meivarutha Kulitaram. The meaning of this Thirukural is that things which even God cannot accomplish, our perseverance and hard work can accomplish that. So in this video, we will see how India had the courage to accept its flaws and the dedication to improve and perseverance to become one of the most leading countries in the world. So if we see, countries are usually grouped together under various names, and the larger umbrella under which countries are grouped is called as the United Nations, where nearly more than 193 countries are present. But it is not always the case that countries group together in a larger number, because at specific occasions for specific purposes countries do group together, like this G8 summit or G7 presently, where the rich countries of the world are grouped together for guiding the economic systems of this world. But there is also one other uh, group called as the Missile Technology Control Regime, which is specifically or which was specifically created in the year 1987 for preventing the transfer of technology related to missiles or ballistic missiles, which had the capability of traveling more than 300 kilometers and carrying a payload of more than 500 kgs. That is, the countries group together, for example, these countries group together in order to form a group where they denied access to technology for ballistic missiles for other countries who were not members of this group, so that they cannot build a missile which could take a payload of more than 500 kgs across maximum distance of more than 300 kilometers. So if we see that India is Indian flag is present in this slide, but India became a member only very recently, which was in 2016-17. Earlier, India was not a member of this prestigious elite group of missile technology control regime, and hence India was denied access to all these important technologies. And in this moment, we have to understand that missiles and rockets are the same, or the technology behind missiles and the rockets are the same, and hence when we deny someone the technology for these missiles or the engine or the technology of engine for these missiles, we are denying the same for in the case of space exploration. And hence for example, a brief idea of the science behind these engines would be a very good reckoner for the coming slides. And hence, for example, there was a person called as Newton who discovered something called as gravity. And if we see, the rockets or the ballistic missiles operate based on this simple principle which was given by Newton, called as the third principle of motion, which is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That is, the engines for these rockets and missiles have a combustion chamber where they put a fuel, and that fuel is oxidized by oxygen, and when there is oxygen, there is combustion, and because of this combustion there is a thrust produced or thrust against the floor or the ground, and according to Newton's third law of motion, there is an equal and opposite thrust against the rocket, and hence the rocket flies across the sky, taking the payload away to a distance or outside the Earth's gravity. So this is the concept of missiles or rockets, both in the case. And if we see that this fuel or the fuel used in rockets can be of many varieties. When hydrogen is used, for example, in this slide, hydrogen as a fuel is used, or the hydrogen is supposed to be the future of fuels And if you see, hydrogen happened to be the first primordial element which was formed in the universe and has a lot of potential for energy. But hydrogen has one defect, that an hydrogen engine, specifically called as the cryogenic engine, operates at very low temperature. For example, hydrogen as an element has to be in minus 253 degrees Celsius, and the oxygen required for combusting the fuel has to be in minus 183 degrees centigrade. But these two actions give a very maximum thrust for any rocket or missile, and hence it is very efficient. But operating these elements or hydrogen and oxygen at such low temperature was a technologically nightmare issue for every country, and every country did not have this technology of cryogenic engine. India too did not have this technology, and hence India used its friendship with Russia. For example, if we see this, Russia has been a friend for India for a very long time, even during the times of Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and Vajpayee, and also Prime Minister Modi. Russia has been a very big friend of India, and hence India used this friendship to garner this technology, which was called as the cryogenic technology. And they, in 1990s, India ordered nearly 7 to 9 engines specific for this cryogenic stage, to be able to fix into its rockets. And but the point, what happened was, as I said, India was not a member of this missile technology control regime in the 1990s, and hence the country USA, which forms the most important, or it was one of the most important members of the missile technology control regime, prevented this transfer in the name that technology as sensitive as this should not be transferred to India, because India was not a member of this MCTR. And hence, if we see, India accepted this flaw, that yes, we do not have this technology right now, but with the help of ISRO and the leading scientists who were there in ISRO, many other scientists are there, who personified their work and dedication in a huge level for promoting this engine or making this engine. And hence we indigenously developed, or indigenously cryogenic we developed this cryogenic engine operating at such low temperature, and the technical details we were able to make it good, and we formed something called as this GSLV Mark III. This GSLV Mark III has this cryogenic engine, which is capable of transferring a payload of nearly 4000 kgs into the geostationary orbit. Or for example, if we see, there are three stages in this: the solid stage or the liquid stage, which uses especially Vikas engine, and the cryogenic stage. This cryogenic stage was the one which was denied for India in the 1990s, but with the help of our scientists, we have indigenously built this, and this engine was specifically used in the Chandrayaan 2 mission, and that is why the whole world was watching on that day. Even our country's prime minister was present at that event in the night hours of night. And in that event, if we see, the rocket which carried Chandrayaan 2 across the sky fired precisely. The first stage is a solid stage fired, second stage liquid stage fired, and the third, most importantly, the cryogenic stage, which the engine which was denied for India in the 1990s using this technology controlled regime, fired exactly to precision, and we were not able we took the payload to the orbit of moon, but only during the final maneuvers there was a problem. And hence, what I feel is that India has come a long way, or through its perseverance and technological hard work we have done, we have come a long way, and hence this distance between India and moon is not very far along. Soon India will reach the necessary destination, or the goal which it has to accomplish. And the same way as you might be having your goal, which may seem like a distant of or a distance equivalent to the moon right now for ISRO, but it is not very far away. Your courage to accept whatever mistakes you are making and the changes which you make in your life, to improve, and the perseverance and hard work you put into your goal will definitely come true one day. As Thiruvalluvar says, Devatal agadinum muyarchidan meivarutha koolidarum. Thank you.